Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited. If you haven't been following me lately, I started my, let me back up. I, in corporate America, I have held many hats. And one of those was a Python programming mentor slash trainer. And I have trained a lot of people, but I've branched out and I've decided to start training outside of corporate America because there's just not enough time in order to learn the material and implement it. So I started an actual boot camp to teach people about Python basics and get them, get foot in the door and the support that they need to be able to start a new skill or improve on one. And so this weekend was the first day of my first boot camp that's non-corporate, and it's had some interesting lessons already, but I will share those another day. Today, I'm actually going to be sharing what are virtual environments, what virtual machines, why you should use them, and my favorite one for doing so. So be sure, if you want to be alerted to updates or get notifications on your phone, join my Discord community. I do have a Facebook group, but we all know how fickle they can be. So I've created my Discord to make sure that I can get information to you. If you lose your account, something happens with my account, you're not, SOL. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And like I said, I just started my boot camp for this month, this past Saturday. And one of the things that I didn't get to during the session was these virtual machines, these virtual environments. And the reason for that is it's not necessary to get started with Python, but it is necessary for your career as a developer. So there are lots of ways you can do this. I'm just sharing my personal favorite one. You could do it inside of PyCharm. You can do it with other packages. This is just my favorite, and I'll tell you why. So virtual environments allow you to be able to develop code and have specific versions if necessary without impacting any of their projects that you're working on. Now, this may not seem like such a big deal, but let's say that you are working on your computer and you decide that you want to upgrade module A, whatever module A is, and you upgrade it. Well, doing so impacted this other project that required the prior version, and now you're getting errors and you have no idea why. That, by doing the virtual environments and creating that space, as it were, allows you to be able to mitigate those types of issues. So let me go ahead and share with you, or share my screen rather, so you can see how this looks, how this works, all this wonderfulness. So I am currently on a Windows PC machine, version 10 dot some odd version, and this is the command prompt. Now, some of this should all be the same for a Mac, except for a couple of things, which I'll bring up in just a second. So what you see here is I have done a command called pip show virtual env-wrapper. The reason why is because I have a PC. The original version was for Unix. I believe it was Unix. Might be Linux, same deal. And you would just do pip show virtual env. Now, I'm on PC, so I did this, and you can see all about that particular module. Now, why did I do this? Because this is a really awesome trick that I learned recently, and I want you to be able to know it as well. So virtual env is the underlying like the base code, right? And then virtual env wrapper is built on that, but because I'm PC, I can't use that. I have to use virtual env wrapper-win. All right, so that's how that works. Okay, that being said, your first step to creating this virtual environment is to install virtual env wrapper. Whether it's wrapper-win if you're on a Windows PC or whatever, install that. So pip install virtual env-wrapper. You can also Google it, and they have great documentation on this. Okay, so once you have that installed, you will change directory into whatever folder you're looking to have your projects. Now, I tell my students that you really want to have it at the highest level possible for you as the user, which on a PC is like C drive users and then whatever your name is. So like for me, it's C drive users cat. This is a little bit deeper than I would have my students do, only because I haven't cleaned up my work. So I set this up like before I had built good coding habits. So this is where my current projects are, and you can see what is in that folder by doing dir for directory. I think it's ls on a Linux machine. You can see what other things are there. And then once you're ready, um, it's one line of code, and it's absolutely wonderful. So it will be, let me bring that up because I always forget this. Oh, not that one. It's like make directory and see. So here's the other beautiful thing about this. I have in my GitHub, I'm going to share this with you right now. This is part of the gold I'm sharing today. The gold I'm sharing today. All right. So in GitHub, processes, processes. Under process heart, right? That's my handle on probably every social media platform that is mainstream that everybody would have, rather. And under cheat sheets, which is one of my repos where I basically put in cheat sheets, things that you should probably know that I've come in across with, that I've had to fix stuff for, that I've had to make my life easier. All of that's going to be in the cheat sheets section. Under processes, virtual ENVs, this is where I lay out what to do and where these things are. And so scroll on down, virtual ENV wrapper, right? So what I'm looking for is actually down under the alternative for make project. The reason for this is multifold. So let me go back to here. So in repo, first of all, it is, again, make project, and then whatever folder name you want it to be, folder name / virtual environment. And that's important. So right now, you see that in the repo folder, I have these folders. I'm going to make one called test. This way I can test anything I want to with my students or myself or whatever. And you can always delete this. There's a command line for that too. But I'm just going to make one called test and press enter. Now, if there's an error message here, you can need to troubleshoot, but this is going to work because I already did it and deleted it, and I'm doing it again. It'll take a minute. It does its thing. Unless you changed it, it makes a new virtual environment inside of your ENVs folder. And as you can see, this folder was added to my virtual ENV path extensions path and all this good stuff. And it made it with my current virtual environment 365. You could have made it differently in a different version. I'll go over that another day. But look at this. So this is an indication that you are currently inside the virtual environment. And if I did pip show virtual env wrapper-win, it's not supposed to be there because this is brand new. Basically, it just creates a Python virtual environment. So it should go like, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, once it finally finishes, when you're done with your environment, yeah, see, not found, which is true because we were in this virtual environment. So once you're done with it, you do deactivate. Now here's the cool part. So cool. I'm going to go up one folder level, right? I'm now in repo test. You know what? I'm just going to go up a few more. Yeah, all the way here, right? This is probably where I would start a new command prompt, right? If you did work on test, i.e. work on whatever project folder you just created, not only does it start it, but it brings you into that project folder. How awesome is that? I think that's pretty awesome. Why? Because if in that project folder, that's in theory, if you're following best practices, that's where all of your files are. The files that you are using for your code. Maybe it's Jupyter Notebook files. Maybe it is images. Maybe whatever it is that you're working on for your project would go in this folder. So you are brought into the project folder, and the virtual environment is started. This is why it is one of my favorite tools. You can do the same thing with just regular virtual ENV, but I love it because it's so simple and easy, and I don't have to go find the directory and paste it in here and change directory, and I just work on, boom, I'm done, deactivate, good to go, right? So let me know if that was valuable for you. Be sure to tag a friend if you think they would also appreciate it. And again, my current boot camp is going on, but I'm going to open it up one more time this year. just once more this year in December. And I will let you know, my people at my, oh, well, it's already gone by. People who are on my Discord are going to be the first to know when it opens, followed by my different groups and social media. But in the meantime, feel free to subscribe wherever you're watching this, whether it's on LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't know where else I'm going to be hosting this. My blog, right? Processheart.com. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful and prosperous rest of your day. Happy coding. And let me know what you would like to learn more about when it comes to Python programming. Awesome. All right. Well, that's it for me for now. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.